Hey everybody, welcome back to hocus-pocus.com. My name's David and this is a magic review. Hey, today we're gonna look at a magical gift from a magician from Erlich Zhang and Bacon Magic. This is the Rubik's Cube in a glass jar effect. This is the Rubik's Cube in a glass jar trick. Not the one maybe that you're thinking of. There's been a couple of these now on the market. Bacon Magic is actually the original creator of this effect, okay? This effect was first released from them in partnership with Erlich Zhang. He released that, and then subsequent magic companies have done their own interpretations of it, adding like signatures and things like that. But Erlich Zhang is the original inventor of this. This is a new release from Bacon Magic and Erlich Zhang, and what he's done in this release is he's made it so the cube can go in the jar right in front of your spectators with absolutely no cover at all. That's right, no cover at all and no switch. You have one cube and one jar. The jar is inspectable. Spectator can see there's nothing inside of it. You take the jar back from them and you shove the cube into the jar right in front of them. You can hand it right back to them and they can poke the cube through the glass and see that it's the real thing. Excited about this? You want to learn more about it? Let's get into this review. All right, so you're stoked. You've been wanting to get a Rubik's Cube in a glass jelly bean jar trick for a long time, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna spend the money and order it. It comes to you in the mail. What are you gonna get? You're gonna get a nice big hard shelled box. This is great for storage because it's got molded foam on the inside to protect everything you're getting. You're gonna get a real Rubik's Cube. You're gonna get a gimmicked Rubik's Cube, and you're gonna get a glass jar. It's kind of one of those small jelly bean jar that you see being used for all of these types of effects. And you're also gonna get a paperclip. You'll also get a DVD, and the DVD will have two different computer files on it. One will have English subtitles. They're both around 17 minutes long. All right, so you watch the trailer, you always try to decipher, well, how in the world did they do this? I could not figure out for the life of me how you would stick it inside the jar in real life, like right in front of them. So I watched the DVD first, obviously, because you don't want to break this thing. Please watch the DVD first. Watch it a couple times to make sure you totally got it. But no, I never would have guessed this is how you would do it. Never would have guessed that in a million years. And because you're shoving a real Rubik's Cube into a glass jar, the questions come up about, well, how are the angles on this, and then can it be inspected? Good question. The angles on this seem restricted. Even though you do it without cover, there's still a lot of funny business that you're doing with your hands in the jar. And it's obvious, and it's not quick either. It doesn't happen like instant. It happens slowly, like it almost feels like the cube is dissolving and it's re-morphing inside the jar, kind of. So it would, like, it's like your cube is melting and it's turning into liquid and then landing in the jar and then solidifying again. So like however long that would take, that's how long it takes. Like it is not a quick process. You're doing it slowly. You're probably doing this on stage. You're probably doing this to music, okay? Or in a parlor setting where you have music. So I don't know that this is great angles wise for close-up. You just wouldn't want too many people in, watching you. Restaurant magic might work well too, just because you've got people and they're seated. You might be able to stand up and move back a little bit, a little ways away from the table. So restaurant magic would probably be a good area as well. Inspectability, they're gonna teach you two different ways to do it. One way, it's not inspectable. And the other way, really the only way you can inspect it is you hold the glass jar and they poke the cube through the opening, but the cube's not coming back out. You could do this as a signed effect. I was thinking about this, like how would you do this as a signed effect? You could do it as a signed effect if you did it with dry erase marker, obviously, or you didn't care about your gimmick. Like if you wanted to have them sign your gimmick in permanent ink and then seal the jar up completely so they could never get it back out, like super glue the lid shut. I suppose you could do that if you wanted to blow $75 on a trick and never do it again. You could. So I would either use dry erase marker so that the marker could wipe back off, or I would just use replaceable stickers. A lot of times extra Rubik stickers come with other gimmicks. So I would just replace white over and over again and have them sign the white one, peel it off, and then do it again. All right, so what's the overall quality and production value of this video? Erlich Zhang teaches everything. He's not doing it in English. There's subtitles on the bottom of the screen. And he's kind of just in like an office or a library type setting where he's got lots of like awards and Rubik's Cubes cubes and things like that and books behind him. It's pretty much a stationary shot the entire time, and it's only 17 minutes, so it's not exactly terribly long, right? You're just learning how to do this effect and how to get out of it. Like, he's showing you what's in the box, he's showing you how to do it, he's giving you a few good ideas, that's it. I probably would have liked a lot more instruction about how to get the cube back out, because the process to get it in is the same process to get it out. Not all of us have the same size fingers, little tiny jars. I had a little bit of issue kind of reaching in there and jamming it up, and because I'm always wary about magic tricks, like I always feel like, oh my gosh, this is so expensive, I don't want to break it, right? I don't want to break this, so I'm careful. I'm trying to watch the video and like, how is he getting it back out? Like, how is he doing that? And I'm trying to copy what he's doing, and it's difficult. Like, I wished they had spent a little bit more time walking you through getting it back out, or at least giving you some reassurances about its fragility, like saying, oh, don't worry, you can manhandle it, you can rough it, it won't break. Like if they had said that, then I'd been like, all right, then I'm gonna force this. But I didn't, so I was careful. So I don't know, like maybe if you've got this and you played around with it, maybe you can tell us all how fragile it is for you. So that said, I don't know how fragile or unfragile this gimmick is. I mean, there's a lot going on to it, it's very complicated, there's a lot involved, and I can't see myself fixing this if it broke, so just be careful. As far as setup and reset goes, there really isn't any. I mean, it comes to you in the box ready to go. You could just follow the video and do it right along with him. Reset, of course, you'll have to take the cube out of the jar. And once you do that, you're good to go to your next venue. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about the effect and venue. I think a trick like this, I said it earlier, probably plays best on stage or in a parlor situation where you have a lot of ambient noise and or music, because you really are doing what it looks like you're doing. You are really shoving a plastic Rubik's Cube into a glass bottle. So it's gonna sound like that. So just to give you an idea of what this sounds like, it sounds like you're dropping a stack of Rubik's Cube squares into a glass jar. Ting, 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 right? Sounds like I'm dropping marbles into a glass jar. That's what it sounds like. So, and it's happening in slow motion. So kind of while you're just like smiling and going, I'm shoving this in, I'm shoving this in. And when you watch the video, he doesn't even cover that with music or anything like that. He's totally upfront and honest. Like Ehrlich just shoves it in, and you hear it even over his mic. And so this is gonna make some noise, all right? This is gonna make noise. So there's noise, you have to practice this. Be aware of your surroundings. So the positives for this, totally affordable, very affordable, under $100. You don't see these effects for under $100. And so you get in the glass jar, the gimmick cube, and the real cube, okay, for under 100 bucks, which is good. I think it's $75, 75 bucks. So it's definitely affordable. The second positive is you don't need cover, right? I've seen this done before, and as a magician, I'm like, well, do you have 2 glass jars? Do you have, how many Rubik's Cubes do you have? Because it just feels like there's a lot of funny business. But this you could do right in front of them with a single jar and a single cube with no cover. So good positives there. Negatives, I'm gonna go back to the fact that there's a sound issue and the video wasn't very long. They don't give you a lot of assurances that this is how well made this is. So maybe look around, read some other reviews, and see if this is best for you. All right, so that's pretty much everything I can say about Magical Gift from a Magician from Ehrlich Zhang and Bacon Magic. Of course, I want to thank hocus-pocus.com for allowing me to have this so that I can do the review for you. And if you would like to purchase it for yourself, click purchase right now. And if you have even more questions, feel free to email us. Let us know what they are. We want to field those for you. We want to be your #1 magic supplier on the internet. Thanks, bye.